Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
Lots of sunshine tomorrow. It's a good day for BBQ and Bluegrass. Abby Jones at Overlook Farm in Stoneville is making that happen for us, and Abby's on our media line right now. Abby, hey, how are you?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. The sun's shining. That's always a good thing.
Oh, I know it. Well, before we talk about the event, I want to know all about that. But first, I'd like to know a little bit more about Overlook Farm. Tell us where you are and what you're doing.
Well, I'm here in Stoneville across the street from the Deep Springs Country Club. My husband and I bought the farm back in 2010, and I was planning on doing a big horse show thing here, actually, but my husband's cancer came back, and after a couple of years of serious battles, I lost him, and so kind of lost track of what I was going to do here for a while. And then, last year when COVID hit, I have a bunch of musician friends around, Bobby Atkins and big names, Reno, Clay Jones, big names.
Oh, yeah.
And Clay was staying in my barn apartment. He'd had a heart attack and needed a place to recover, so I set him up in my barn apartment. And we started doing this Wednesday night picking, and I would cook, and these guys would all just come over and play, and we'd do a Facebook Live. Well, then it got to, 8 people, then 10 people, then 30 people were showing up. And so I said, let's move this to the barn stage, and the rest is history. We've had some great concerts out there now, and it's always been, I just do it as a fundraiser for whoever. I think we raised about $7,000 for the musicians themselves. That's what I did. Whatever they paid at the gate, I just split it up between the bands,
Yeah.
And kind of like what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow's a fundraiser for our homeless and needy veterans, and which I didn't realize we had so many of here in Rockingham County.
Yeah. Well,
I deal with
I've just learned about you and Overlook Farm very recently, like this week. Where have I been? In a cave, under a bridge. I don't know. But I'm so glad I found out about you. And first, my sympathy to you, and I'm sorry about your husband.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been almost 7 years now.
Yeah, but I'm familiar with where you are because of my wife and her grandparents with the farm that is adjacent to your property there in Stoneville. And of course, everybody you can walk right to Deep Springs Baptist Church, and that's where everybody went to church. And my wife Annette and family and all of that too. So I know right where you are, and just up from Deep Springs Country Club, like you said. So I want to know about this event tomorrow. And you're talking about the need is always there to help people, and particularly what you're doing tomorrow to feed our homeless veterans here in Rockingham County. So, there are more of those than we realize, aren't there?
Yes, there are. Curtis was filling me in the other day, and he's got about 15 coming tomorrow to eat free, of course. And, we're doing a can drive, too, to bring in some canned foods. We're hoping to just really stock the pantry for them also, and be able to hand over enough cash to get them new coats or shoes or whatever else they need,
Yeah.
It's just this place is way too beautiful to not share.
Well, we all appreciate you sharing that with so many others. Now, barbecue and bluegrass tomorrow. Tell us what's involved in that, Abby. What are you doing?
So we're gonna do we're gonna grill chicken quarters and some baked beans and green beans. And Katie Griffin has just been wonderful. She does a lot with she tunes the kids' music instruments and teaches music. And she has helped me set up all of these. She and I brainstormed the originals, and I said when we first moved it out to the hay barn, and she knows all of the musicians. She plays for several different bands, of course. Mm-hmm. And so tomorrow I think she's got 4 or 5 different local bands set up, and they'll just everybody will play for an hour and a half or so, and everybody kind of spreads out on the lawn. Each one, the last couple we've had here. We've had, 300-400 people, and they set up in their own little units. They might put a blanket down for a picnic or bring their own chairs. and it's just been wonderful. Everybody said it's outside. The weather's great. I'll have a couple burn barrels set up and a grilled roast marshmallows for the kids. And,
this is wonderful. This is wonderful.
Yeah, I've got a pig and a goat and a duck that are super friendly that the kids can play with too, and it's just a beautiful outdoor happy time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we all need some outdoor happy times now, don't we? That's
yes,
for sure.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So gates open at 3 tomorrow there at the farm.
Yep.
Music 3:30 till 8. Yeah, I've got the schedule here. Mason Winfrey, I know Mason well, and Bearded Whiskey and Cameron Owen, Blue Drive, Griffin Haley, and you got a good one there when you got Katie to connect with her and get everything put together with you too. That's great.
Yes. She is just a jewel. I love her to death. We took horses down a couple months ago when the Antifa showed up at our little town of Madison, and Katie and I took horses out, and I carried the American flag and just rode around the block. And she's just wonderful. I just love her.
Yeah, well, I know that's going to go well if she has anything to do with it. And what do we need to do to get into the farm? I know there's a $10 admission, but we need to bring some things with us, don't we?
So, yes, canned or non-perishable items for the veterans. Yes, that would be wonderful. If not, I mean, the money is going towards that also. Mm-hmm. If somebody can't afford to or whatever. And if we have any vets that want it in, all they have to do is bring us their ID, and we will let them in free also.
Okay.
The needy vets.
All right, and when we're looking at canned goods, we're looking at the easy open, the pop top cans too.
Yeah, that's what Katie was hoping for, is the pop top cans.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not always possible. I like those big cans of green beans, and they don't come with pop top.
Yeah, all right. Well, it sounds like you got the menu all lined up. That sounds mighty good to me. Yeah.
It's fun to just sit out and cook too. It's so beautiful. We've got to get people outside and sociable again. Me being private property allows me to be able to do something like this, because everything on public property, of course, is still shut down with the Cooper thing. So, hopefully that'll be ending soon too. But we've got some farmers markets set up now. We're going to do our first farmers market here is going to be April 10th, and we're going to do it with an antique tractor show and just invite everybody locally to, come and do a seed swap, plant swap. We know we don't have a lot of produce yet, but there's a lot of baby plants growing.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah.
So,
the seedlings are soaking up the sunshine today, aren't they?
Boy, aren't they? Yeah, they sure are.
Good. So that's exciting.
And hyacinths are popping up too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good to see those buttercups blowing in the breeze, too.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes,
Farmers
sir.
Market starting in April. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So, once again, we were just brainstorming. I was talking with, Katie and Curtis and Travis, and Travis had originally called me and saying, hey, look, what about Drew? Drew wants to know about a farmer's market. I was like, well, I don't see why not. I did a music festival here off the cuff for Clay Jones and Reno and all of these big-time musicians when Galax was shut down, of course, this last year also.
Yeah.
And I ended up having, and we just threw it together, and I ended up having 500 people camping on my back 40 acres for 4 days.
Oh, wow.
We had over 400 performers go across that hay barn stage.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
That's a big-time festival. That's a Merle Fest.
I had no idea, too. Yeah, just right here in the backyard.
right there in Stoneville. That is so cool. Wow.
Yeah. So we're hoping that the farmers market takes on, too. We've got a lot of farmers around here, and we can use all of the goods. Some people grow flowers. Well, florists need flowers, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, and I'm hoping that I planted a bunch of new fruit trees. I've been food plotting this farm now. I think I planted 80 new fruit trees last year.
Oh, what do you have? What did you plant?
So everything. I've got more apples and pears and plums and peaches, pomegranates, kiwis, grapes, several different kinds of grapes and blueberries. Just everything that can grow here I've been planting all over the farm. And this year I should have a pretty good amount of fruit coming off. And so like last year I gave away probably 60 pounds a week of squash and zucchini and tomatoes off the farm here that I had to learn to can, and I still gave that much away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
so I'm
great.
hoping with this farmer's market I'll be able to get some of the local Boy Scouts or somebody to come help me pick, and they can, take some profit.
Sure.
Because it's way too much food for me. I did it mostly for the community. Everything I planted here will feed the community for the next 25 years. Whether
Gosh.
I'm here or not, right?
Yeah. I appreciate you. We haven't met yet, and I'm looking forward to that, but I've heard so many positive things about you, and just this brief conversation here, I can tell you're just a good person, and so many positive things going on. I'm getting positive vibes all around me here from you.
Thank you.
That is great. Boy, I could dig on a tomato sandwich right now. Wouldn't that be good?
I know.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I'll tell you, the best ones are those Cherokee purples.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, I've learned a lot here, and I appreciate you taking time. I know you're busy down on the farm, and just had a new little baby fawn colt yesterday, right?
Colt, yes. Yeah, I breed very, very rare Cleveland Bay horses. There's only like 300 in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's it's imperative that we keep, especially the pures having pures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well,
Well,
Cleveland Bays and Wolfhounds I raised.
how much? What's the size of Overlook?
I'm right about 116 acres now, and
Okay.
trying to buy 120 behind me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to send people to your Facebook page, and that is Overlook Farm, and then we're going to send everybody out there tomorrow for BBQ and Bluegrass at Overlook Farm. It's on Stone Mountain Road, Stoneville, just up from Deep Springs Country Club. I hope all goes well tomorrow. It sounds like it's all coming together.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, it always does. We've got such a good group, and everybody just grins and laughs and puts it together. It just happens.
Well,
all in God's timing, right?
Sure, that's exactly right. Well, I appreciate what you're doing down on the farm, and appreciate your good heart and sharing that with us. And we'll get everybody out there, and then we will see you soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, Abby.
Meeting you also.
Same here. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Abby Jones, she has Overlook Farm. It's on Stone Mountain Road. The exact address is 2321 Stone Mountain Road, Stoneville. That's her big barbecue and bluegrass shindig tomorrow there on the farm, and with the musicians, and the whole idea is to raise money to help feed Rockingham County's homeless veterans. It's Saturday, 3 to 8, mission $10. Take easy open canned goods and non-perishable items. Good lineup of music, bonfire tomorrow night. She's going to have some open burn barrels there on the property as well. And the menu she gave us, it sounds good to me. Again, get more information. Hope you can make it out to that event tomorrow. What a good cause that is to help feed Rockingham County's homeless veterans. Get more information right there at Overlook Farm on her Facebook page.